I am Claire Martin. I'm head of the property department at Chrysson. It's a construction, engineering and building CBD-based law firm. I'm also the vice chair of the property law committee for the young lawyers at the Law Society. And I'm just about to hand in my thesis for my master's in property law. I've been working in property law since 2000, first as a settlements clerk for 7 years. And that was about the time where we heard rumours of e-settlements. 16 years later, I have managed to conduct the first paperless conveyance from beginning to end. And it was just by combining the available technology. We've been subscribers to PEXA and actively using it since August last year, and that saves a lot of time and money. But we've found either the other transacting parties aren't prepared to give it a go, or there's other limits that just don't allow those matters to settle online. With the Law Society releasing e-contracts, we've been issuing all our contracts electronically and urging the agents not to print them out. This has been a challenge, and even with my own conveyance, that was the first paperless one, the agent did ask me, she said, "Oh, you're just around the corner, I'll print it out and run it round." And I said, "I'm not just around the corner, I'm at Manly Oval, setting up for the rugby. I'll sign it here on my phone." So there's just the ability to work remotely because of technology has been a major part of our firm's success. We've currently got solicitors in Hong Kong and South America, and they've got full visibility of their files. I also recently briefed a matter in the Supreme Court, and we were constantly proposing the use of technology with electronic court books and chronological bundles. Unfortunately, the other side insisted that they didn't have the technology and they wanted a paper trail, so we had to print off 30 lever arch files, of which I think 3 pages maybe got referred to. We had all our primary documents on a USB stick with my laptop hooked up to the computer screens in the courtroom. So when we were talking about a historical linen plan, we could actually zoom in and it gave you a much better clarity of what we were looking at. And you could actually read the words rather than the printed out tiny little shrunken pages in the court book. The other benefit was we had RTA aerial photographs from the wartime that once you zoomed in, you could clearly see certain aspects of a property. You could not see the property on the printed out paper version of these images. So it gave us an advantage of getting the most use out of the evidence that we had. I think the courts are actively embracing technology, and I'm finding we're going to have to shift the mindset of the profession to catch up with them. In addition to that, being a building and construction firm, our clients are extremely technologically advanced. They're using things like BIM, 5D modelling, drones, 3D printers in their everyday life, and so they're expecting the lawyers to actually know what they're talking about. BIM's really useful for us with the 5D surveying, which shows how easements interact with the surrounding properties on the cadastral. So it allows property developers, they've got access to all that. If they come in and we just have a printed out plan, they've got 5 times more information than we could possibly provide.
I was interested in your statement about solicitors based in Hong Kong and South America doing work. Are they permanently based there, or are they on holidays?
No, they're travelling. One of the ones that's in Hong Kong at the moment, he was in Europe last year. and we do a bit of international arbitration. So it just allows them to see, and we've got clients all over the world, so we can go and see what they're talking about when they're talking about machinery and stuff, and still conduct practice from Sydney.
Okay.
We have video conferencing like with our overseas clients on a regular basis. In our boardroom, there's a big computer screen set up, and we can just hold meetings there with parties from around the world.
I take it this is, to some extent, the way in which your firm is operating is driven by clients, that you're meeting clients' expectations
We
by
are,
being
yeah.
able to use the technology that you're using?
Yeah, it would be for a board of a large company to have to come to Sydney is not commercially the best method of taking evidence. So we can go to them, or we can just do it over video screens.
Okay.
Another piece of technology that we used for my Supreme Court hearing was we had witnesses in Queensland giving evidence in New South Wales. We had to get drivers to pick them up and transport them to a northern New South Wales courtroom to give evidence from there. And we could track exactly where they were on an app on my phone. So we could time the evidence around that.
You talked about your Supreme Court case, the other law firm resisting the use of technology because of the cost. Has the cost been significant to your firm to introduce the new technology?
No, I don't think there's a lot of capital. There's the software out there, and we do it as a user pays sort of with InfoTrack for doing the electronic contracts. It's per contract. With setting up a subscription to a file sharing platform, it depends on the size of the documents. So with that particular matter, I think there was only about 500 documents. And so I managed to download it all and have it on my laptop, whereas they were dealing with the paper folders and flicking through trying to find particular photographs and things, whereas I could just click on it and it came up straight away.
And the training of, well, the young lawyers or the lawyers that come into your firm, how easily do they adapt to the use of technology?
I guess because we are a lot younger than most people doing in the profession. We've done our uni degrees, our masters. We've studied online, so we're used to doing everything online. I went through LPAB. I rarely attended any lectures. I had someone record it and email me the recordings. For my masters, we have maybe monthly Skype calls where we discuss things. But we're used to interacting with other people online and sharing documents online. And I think sharing documents and collaborating with clients gets a better outcome because they get to have some bit more input into what's happening. And I think our clients are more sophisticated.
I'll ask you, what's your take on the future of lawyers?
I think our role's more as risk managers. There's no way we can be technologists and run a practice. So I think we're going to be the ones that are sort of driven by our clients' technology needs and teaching them how to integrate it in a safe manner.
Questions? Yes. Elizabeth? Oh, sorry, Michael.
My first question was just to ask about the size of the firm, Creason Lawyers, because this, what you're talking about strikes me as being fairly cutting edge. And then I guess the second question is, am I right in that sort of assumption? Is the technology that you're using really a competitive point of difference with other law firms in that sort of area? Or is it something which when you look at your competitors, they are also adopting these same sort of technologies?
We focus, I'll just explain the size. We've got about 30 staff, 6 solicitors. A few of our paralegals are also solicitors. We offer the whole project package to developers, so from site acquisition, front end, back end construction to off the plan sales. So that's the area that we deal in, and there's not many other firms that just deal in that area. So our competitors are the bigger firms in our international arbitration matters. They're local suburban conveyancers, or even some of the bigger law firms in regards to the off-the-plan sales. But we're dealing with a whole variety of people, and it is cutting edge the way we do things, but it is so that we are competitive and we get better outcomes for our clients. Like, we free up so much more time by doing it the quick and like the smart way. We actually get to spend a bit more time educating and building relationships with our clients. So we regularly hold focus groups, seminars, we've got videos, podcasts, that sort of stuff. The focus groups are really good because we get experts that we've used in litigation and introduce them to our clients, so they're building relationships as well.
Thank you, Claire. I'd like to pick up something you said earlier about the resistance from the other transacting party to do things in an electronic way, be it electronic conveyancing or even litigation. Can I have your comment in relation to potential cost implications in the future, where a resisting party is insisting on paper, therefore incurring more costs than they otherwise would if it was digital? Is that something that in the future might be an incentive to go digital?
I'd hope so. I think you can't really push people that aren't ready and don't have the education around the use of technology to change. And I guess if you have a look at the courtroom that runs the real property list, the majority of the people in there are in their 60s or 70s. And I don't think they want to learn something new for 5 years more practice. I know with the AIC, they're trying to push everyone to embrace PEXA, and I've heard that on a percentage average, conveyancers are more likely to use electronic conveyancing than lawyers. So I think it's time we start catching up. It just means we can do so many more settlements online than we could ever do in the physical paper sphere.
And can you tell me, does it actually cost your client more money to, I guess, capitulate to
it's
an older
comparable
style?
If you were paying for a settlement agent to go to attend settlement, do the banking afterwards and do the final search, if you're a purchaser, it's about the same. Oh, and just the best advantage is, as a vendor, you get clear funds straight away. You don't have to bank the cheque and wait 3 days, so you can spend it that day.
I'd like to follow up, if I may, the comment you made about buyer resistance from other professionals. Have you got any thoughts around how the Law Society can educate, can help bring the profession, including the older members of it, through to a degree of technological competence that would improve things? What can we do? What can we, the Law Society, do to improve these things?
The Law Society do offer a lot of CLEs. It's more the practical training side of it. And I know that I'm pretty sure in the current College of Law's practice papers, there's less than a page on electronic conveyancing. So people haven't really taken it on as it's going to happen. You need someone there teaching you, and PEXA do send out their specialists that sit there and go through your files and say, let's try this one, I'll show you how to do it. It's just making that call. And a lot of solicitors are hesitant about using their trust account and just thinking there's going to be so much more paperwork, but we don't use our trust account, we use our clients' accounts.